Good evening, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in to Drawing Comics Coloring Conan Part 13. I'm your host. I will be learning, coloring, admiring John Buscema's work. We are going back a couple of pages from the Drawing Comics stream. The Drawing Comics stream is ahead of the Coloring Comics stream, so we're just gonna skip back to what's going on here. Conan is on a journey to find this cult leader, to find out some important information. So he makes his journey through, finds the cult leaders, continues on with them, following their direction, and comes across a man who's set out camp. And this man is giving him some advice about what to expect when it comes to this cult leader and the cultists. So that's what we're going to be coloring today. Him sitting down and having a meal with this old man who's going to give him some words of wisdom. Unfortunately, I wasn't too happy with the color results yesterday. This red is a major mistake. I don't like it. It's pretty hot in the apartment, so a lot of the water evaporated. We're gonna have to refill these vials with water. I'm still trying to understand how to mix these colors properly. I'm thinking maybe just getting like a concentrated version of each pigment that's going to be in the panel, and then using water to dilute it more to get that opaqueness when I need it. And that's going to help maintain consistency in tone when it comes to like using the color again. So for example, purple is like a very common one here. And brown. Brown seems to be another one. Brown and blue. It's another common one as well. Hope y'all are doing great on this Friday. I'm excited just because if you guys were present in a previous stream, I've discovered that they've made another game like Machinarium, and I was able to get it. So this Friday night is going to be game night. It's a fun puzzle game. It's beautiful work. It's one of the reasons why I love Machinarium is because of the artwork. If it wasn't for the artwork, I don't think I would be as excited. And I am the type, when I play adventure games, to explore everything. Like, I really love that part of the game. That's one of the reasons why I really loved playing Pillars of Eternity, because it wasn't just about, going into dungeons and fighting dragons, which there is that as well. That's what makes that game so cool. It's awesome graphics. It's not like 3D graphics. It's a mix of both. It's like 2D and 3D combined together. But you get to fight these like massive dragons, and there's several of them. Very, very nice graphics all around. Beautiful artwork. It's just such a illustrious fantasy land. So much written text and like books to read and stories to unravel that I spend most of my time doing that rather than actually going through and doing like, you know, item hunting or whatever. I really didn't care that much for that part of the game. Like, I don't care about items and all that stuff. It's just mainly getting through the story, discovering new things about the story. And the characters and their pasts and all that stuff, like that's really what got me. Whenever I play those kind of games, that's what I go after. I don't know. I don't crave violence. I don't care for it. It's primitive. It's stupid. It's one of the reasons why I hate like first-person shooter games. Just so stupid. We're such an advanced species, we could pretty much survive in any sort of environment, whether it's underwater, in the mountains, in the cold, and in heat. We travel to space, but yet people choose to act like primitive animals. Get a kick out of violence, or like beating each other up, or headshots. Like that whole thing is just ridiculous. Like sometimes I flip through Instagram and they show me like a feed of like boxers, and it's like these two people who are just beating the living crap out of each other, and then everybody else is like cheering on it. It's, first of all, it's like in high school. It's like they never grew up. Or they're kids who are just like fight, 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 and they're cheering and they're getting excited because there's like somebody beating the crap out of another person. It's just, do they look at themselves in a mirror and ever wonder like, did I ever grow up? Or did I just age physically and maintain my high school behavior and level of entertainment and it's not even just like intellectual, it's just boring to watch. I mean, predominantly it is a thing that has to do with like how unintellectual it is. It's not intelligent at all. It's extremely basic, primitive. No, I just don't see people and our achievements as that at all. But yeah, aside from that, it's just boring. And I'm surprised when I see like women who are into it too, because it's like, are you really supporting this like machismo, aggressive, violent behavior? the worst kind are the ones who are just like feminist, right? And then they support, or they're like turned on by guys who act that way or have those kind of like really basic beliefs. It's like you're totally contradicting yourself. You don't know what you want in this scenario. On one hand, you want men who are more conscious and progressive. On the other hand, you're turned on by like guys beating the crap out of each other. So I think it's on everybody's shoulders why that stuff is continuing. It's not just guys, it's not just women, it's both. It's just people and the type of choices they make to support certain things to continue. And those guys don't wake up and just decide to do that. It's like conditioning thing. Also, especially if they notice that women are turned on by that, then they go for it as well. So they go for that sort of culture. And then being around other guys who are even worse, let's just say. Them having to compete with each other and interact with each other, that whole thing. Ooh, what a disaster. Right, so talking about games, talking about first-person shooters and violence and all that kind of thing, it's kind of stemmed from there. Even though I love Assassin's Creed, it's just something that I didn't really do much of there. I didn't care for the weapons or battles. I was just trying to use wit, intellect, and speed. That's kind of what I used for Pillars of Eternity as well. It's just more about, like, there's ways that you could charm your way out of conversation, or if your intellect is incredibly high, you're able to word things properly in ways that diffuse situations or favor you in some way. And I mainly just like poured all my points in there and was able to get through. And it's kind of interesting to see what kind of dialogue unlocks when you do that. Because you know, just getting into brawls and stuff, that's the same pretty much in any game. But to see how the creators of the game would unravel those kind of avenues for the player is interesting. Dare I bring out the brush pen? I think I will. Just because instead of using black ink, I'm just using brush pen. I just recently saw Patricia Mulville She's the colorist for 100 Bullets. If you guys haven't seen the stream, I believe it was the project stream where I did an introduction to 100 Bullets. You guys should check that out. I think it's pretty easy to spot in the history, in the video history. Yeah, she was a colorist for that comic, and I absolutely love her work there. It's just her work in general. It's really good. I follow her on Instagram, and I saw her post images of colors that were mixed for Walt Disney Studios. It's like back in 1930, 1935, 1938, one of those, long time ago. And there were just jars filled, like giant jars filled with mixed colors on shelves, on bookshelves. It's just fun to look at, to see that. I think that's all that I wanted to do, really. The rest of the stuff I'll do another time. Just a very important thing. I'm trying to like revive this panel because I'm disappointed with how the red turned out. It kind of killed it for me. No, I can't put it down. No, I will. I'm just gonna finish this up because it looks like a fun detail. Actually, let's just do this too. trying to challenge myself and not hold it like all the way at the base. And I'm also trying to decide whether I should try to revive that red. Should I? Getting sucked into inking. It's kind of coloring. I probably shouldn't have done that, because now if I'm gonna... Oh, it dried fairly quick. I'm gonna try and mix that red. See if I can get it. No. No, look at that. That's so red. I want to say there's like more orange there. Or maybe it's not even magenta that I'm supposed to mix it with. There are other colors that are very bright. And they're kind of in between like a red and... I'm gonna give them a go. It's like a red and orange, but maybe if I mix magenta with that, I'll get this raspberry color. Kinda. Get a little white on there. I have like 2 different tones now. Oof, that is so bright. Come on, white. Make it right. Kind of curious to see the other side of this. Is it starting to burn a hole? Not yet. Maybe more white and yellow. I'd say it's better than what it was before. It's just too red. Too dark, too red. Honestly, I might have actually dreamt last night about mixing colors and getting them right. I just can't pinpoint exactly what it was. I'm not surprised. I've been obsessing over these colors so much that and they're just like, I'm even doing it in my sleep. I'm shocked that I haven't seen my in my project stream in my dream, just because I've been like obsessing over the face features so much. Getting closer. I don't know. Getting somewhat close. I think initially it was just too dark. But now with like white kind of lightening things up, it's starting to look right. And like I mentioned, it was a bad idea to do inks inside of that area because now it's like covering up important detail. There's like a thin yellow line. And I'm guessing that's because they were mixing magenta with yellow. That gives it more vibrance, I want to say. So I'm going to try to emulate that. I'm going to try to put some thick layer of yellow and see if that transforms the color vibrance. No. It has to be very light yellow. Okay, I'm going to stop obsessing over this panel. I'm going to move on to the next one. Oh, actually, now let's finish it up. I'm going to do the skin color. I'm going to finish up this guy over here. It's predominantly done. It's just having to do his shoes and the skin color. See if we could do the shoes real quick. They're like a brownish red. digging this ambience music. It's nice. Very chill. Maybe there's like a hint of blue there too. I think I OD'd on the blue there. Hey, nice. Look at that skin color. That's pretty accurate. By the way, on that rant about like violence and boxing and, you know, some women, and I want to specify that it's not all women. I don't believe in generalizations, but I know that there's a type that do enjoy that kind of sport, and I'm always, you know, shocked by that. Just the same way as you have like now what's going on in the world where there's like people who are anti-abortion, and it's like women who are supporting anti-abortion. I'm like, are you blind to the reality? Like, what about all the women who were like victims of incest or victims of rape or abuse or whatever? You really don't want to support them? It just boggles my mind. They're brainwashed to think that that's right. Yeah, I don't believe in generalizations. I believe every individual, regardless of what type they are, who they are, whatever, has a mind, has a brain, and it's up to them whether they use it or not. I don't think that any group is responsible for an individual's behavior. It's whether they choose to follow that group is their choice. They choose to allow themselves to be brainwashed by it and not think about it for themselves and rationalize and be like, what am I supporting over here? It's two people beating the crap out of each other for entertainment? That's weird. Why is that entertaining? Maybe I should reflect on that. Doesn't that encourage the violence and that type of violence used on women as well? That's what I really mean. I just think that just shocks me when I see certain type of people supporting and by type I mean mentally, not anything else, because that's what it essentially comes down to. It's the brain. And how it's being used or not used. I think some generalities are safe to say. But even when forming your opinion about those generalities, it's important to like think about the words used. For example, most apples, and the importance of most apples are sweet. And that's true. Are all apples sweet? There's some that are sour. So even in that case, there's some exceptions to the rule. So it's just, once again, it's kind of hard to really say about generalities and whether there are absolute ones out there, which it's kind of what generalizations are. It's just these like absolute judgments of like, well, this kind of people are like this, and it's just nonsense. It's like, what are you talking about? You know, all people of that type to say such a thing? That's ridiculous. That's arrogant too. It's like you don't really know every single person of that type to come to that conclusion. There's many who are an exception to what is commonly perceived, let's just say. And heavy emphasis on perceived. Still want to make this lighter. Just seems too dark, especially when it dries. I think it's going to be even darker. Come across all these challenges. Oh, that's good. I don't like to push past them. I'm wondering, like, what colors do you mix to get? There's Scarlet as well. I don't think I opened Scarlet, did I? No, I haven't used Scarlet. Scarlet Red. Let's see what that looks like. I'm curious. Whoop. That's gonna go on a palette now. Just burst it out. Nothing a little rag can't fix. Considering I'm gonna be doing some cleaning tonight. What do you think, Scarlet? Are you gonna be the savior for this panel? No. It's like way too bright. Too pink. I want to find this color. It's just this color that I'm seeing. Mix a little yellow there. Would it help? Huh? Is this it? It's gonna be the bush instance where I'm just gonna like completely cover it in solid color and then just go over it with inks. Now the big problem is gonna be I'm gonna take a break from this tomorrow, and then Monday's gonna come around. I'm gonna be like, what color? What's it? Which mixed colors brought this color? I'm gonna say this is as close as it gets. Caked on layered colors. Let's turn this over. Let's see how this is turning out. Nope, just a little bit there. Okay, I'm gonna give it a break. moving on to this panel. Lots of purple. Pretty much the entire background is purple to give off this vibe that it's night, that they're sitting at night. And so I'm going to use a bigger brush for this. This is way more space to cover. I think it's okay even if I go over these ladders. Stairs. Purple because I'm just gonna paint over it anyway. Once it dries. Pre-mixing, doing a good job. It's kind of true to the original. Ooh, nice. That's actually very accurate. It's like a darker purple on the side over here. And in the bushes. Well, ladies and gents, I think this is it. This is it for the week. This is the last stream. Tomorrow I'm taking time off. Not from drawing, but from streaming. And on Monday I'm going to be back, same time, same place, to do more coloring of Conan, as well as all the other streams like Drawing Basics, Drawing Comics, and my project stream. So you can check all those out. If you enjoy the content, subscribe, hit the like button. You'll get notification when I'm going live for each of those streams, so you don't have to stick around. Usually start like 5 minutes after, just give everybody a chance to like join. Sometimes I do intros that are very cool, and I'm just giving people more time to join the stream. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your Saturday night and Sunday, and I'll see you soon.